First day back on the ocean after a long time away. So it's all a little bit new again. Let's put the electrics on the boat. There's two of us going out, two boats together. Always good to have some sort of a backup, and we've got the ultimate backup in that if something goes wrong, at least there's another boat. So let's get all this gear put on. Got the Lawrence. It's got a new relief chart on it, which is I'm really looking forward to seeing in action. It's such a long time since I've done this that I can't remember how it goes. Ice cream, anybody? Radio on. Well, we're out on the boat, out on the river. Look at this weather. Look at this. You can imagine what it was like on Sunday, and it's only Tuesday now. It's like a different country. I'm out with Peter on his new boat. He's just got it. Just bought it from another club member. Okay, and so it's his first time out on it. And there's Peter off down the river, and I'm going to be following him shortly. So let's get this show on the road. Got my new GPS chart on there, looking very sexy. We'll have a little play with that later. Good. Don't want to go into the side. More early morning traffic jam. There's Peter keeping up the rear. And very smelly little boat there with a little lawnmower engine on the back of it, I think. But what a lovely day. What a lovely day. And here we go out the harbour. Let's get back onto the right side of the road. We're giving him plenty of berth. So, stop that for the time being.
Yacht Louise, over. Good morning, just looking for clearance to leave the harbour. Okay, for you. Thank you. We won't be returning now. This is our last time here. We're heading for Shoreham. Over. Well, that's all copied then. Thanks very much for the info.
Cheerio, we'll miss you. Here's Peter's crewman, or crew lady.
Crew lady, Smidgen.
Smidgen. And she's wearing a life jacket, as is Peter, as am I. Yep. We'll always wear a life jacket now when I'm out at sea, after the incidents of last year, or early this year. So yeah, life jackets, and even the dog's got a life jacket. And now we've seen that, I know somebody is going to insist that Billy Bob has one, before he comes out on the boat. Right then, so I'm just going to maybe steam out a little bit, just so it gives us a bit of a drift in while we're getting tackled up, and then just drag along, see what happens. All right.
Just stay about 50 metres off the behind where you go then.
Well, I mean, I'll go out over there somewhere, a couple hundred yards out there, and then just drift and see what happens. I mean, at the moment, it is pushing us along a bit, but we are sheltered by the arm there, so.
We had to place here.
Oh, mate, we had a lot of place here, and they've been catching a lot of place along here, so yeah. Oh well, let's get doing it. Okay, so we're going to bait up our first baits. We've got some blinged up hooks with plenty of beads and a little bit of sequin in them. We've got some razor clams that we dug the other day, which are still alive, and we've got some really, look at that black lug. That is a monster. That is definitely two baits out of that one. Beauty black lug. So those are the baits. We'll tack them up onto these hooks, clip them onto our spreader. So we've got a spreader out there, and what's more, we're going to put crab cam above it, see what we get, see if we can see anything. We're only about 20 feet of water here, so I think the camera will survive, but we'll find out. And there we go, Seaford Beach. We know what that's called there, Tide Mills and New Haven East Arm. We're just inside the arm, we're just sort of kind of outside casting distance. Just going to drift along here, see if we can't get ourselves a nice big fat place. So that's what we're going to do. First bait, so we've got crab cam, we've got our spreader booms, we've got some nice black lug tipped off with a bit of razor clam, and we're going to let that down to the bottom and just drift along. Take it down slowly because we don't want to get tangled up on the way down, and then that will just drag along the bottom. Hopefully there's enough light down there that the camera is going to film. It's quite murky though, the colour of the water, there's a bit of colour in the water here. We want to keep on letting out a bit of line because we are moving, the boat is moving along, so we want that to be drifting along behind us. We don't want it kiting up. We have to set our drag, because if we get caught in a snag, that's good. I can feel the lead bouncing along the bottom, which is good. Yeah, so we're in contact with the bottom, it's drifting along, jolly good. And yeah, what a beautiful day. What a beautiful day. A little bit of a breeze, but nothing we can't handle. Whoa. The trouble is when you're bouncing along the bottom like this, and it's, you know, there's a rippled bottom, they feel like bites. So it's kind of having that sixth sense to know that you've got a fish on or not. Place don't exactly bite hard. So we'll leave, they've got two baits down there anyway, so we'll leave it drifting along a bit. I'm going to put the ratchet on and set the drag so that if we do hook into something, you know, hook the bottom or something, it will scream rather than take the rod over the side, which is what we don't want. And it, you know, it acts as a bite alarm. Rod rest up, put a rod rest up, rest it in the rod rest, and yoo-hoo, we're fishing. We are fishing. Get a second rod set up in a second. I bling my leads up so that they're bright golden red, so all that adds to the attractant. You know, the old place for looking around, anything out of the ordinary, and they will come over, they're inquisitive, so they'll come over to investigate and then hopefully find my bait, which is the plan. Alright, noisy radio. Peter's insuring me a bit. The wind is southwesterly, southeasterly rather. The tide is blowing us in that direction, the wind is blowing us in this direction, so in theory we should just be drifting along nice and slowly, which is really good because it is mega spring tides at the moment and we don't want to be whistling on too fast because we want to have the place, give the place a chance to come in and take the baits. Yeah. Right, let's tackle up the second rod. We are at sea and we're live on YouTube, so you can see yourselves on YouTube, and we're fishing. Got two rods out still, both rigged with lugworm, tipped off with a bit of razor clam. Just had the first fish of the expedition, which was a little channel whiting. It is on the live feeds. But what a great day. Good day to be back. I mean, the wind has picked up a little bit. The sea is very slightly choppier. We must about be on slack water, actually. Must be at the top of the tide. I don't know if anybody wants to check the tide tables, but we must be at the top of the tide. In a minute, when the tide starts to run, the tide is going to be running this way, which is in the same direction as the wind, which will mean two things. One, it will mean that we travel quite quickly, and two, it will mean the sea should flatten out a bit. So what I think we might do once that starts to happen is we actually head off up towards Seaford Head there and drift back on the tide and the wind from Seaford Head all the way along here. We're just kind of hovering around in Seaford Bay at the moment. Yeah, the GPS is showing, but we are tracking. What are we doing? We are tracking a little bit north-westerly. Yeah, so we are actually drifting in that direction. But yeah. Anyway, get back to my YouTube feed. Say hi, guys. It will be out on the YouTube channel shortly. When I get around to editing it, I'll say shortly. Well, we've had a whiting. It's kind of what I forecast, wasn't it? We go out fishing for place and we'd end up catching two whiting and a dogfish. So I've got another whiting and a dogfish to come. But we're gonna head a bit further up east on the beach now, so up towards the Martello Tower, because the tide is going to start ebbing now. So the tide's going to be coming this way, and the wind is coming this way. So it should bring us back to here fairly pronto. So let's head up that way a little bit. There's Peter, his new boat. Smile for the camera. It's a little bit lumpy, so I can't really give it some welly. Give it a little bit more though. A little bit sloppy. I don't know. We've moved position now, a little bit further offshore, up towards the eastern end of Seaford, kind of just not quite as far as the Martello Tower, I guess. There's Seaford Head though, quite close to us now. We've gone outside, there's a big reef literally just inside of us here. So if we drift in, which we probably will do, we'll be drifting into Snag City. So let's have a look and see how we're drifting. Oh no, we're drifting okay, I think. It looks like we're drifting okay anyway. I'll take the camera off this. So we're drifting along sort of offshore from a reef. What I'm hoping is that there are pea mussel beds here, in which case there'll be some place here. God dear, tell you what, again you won't see this on this camera, but above, where would that be? It's above Hindover. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragliders flying. So it's obviously a good soaring day because it's a soaring launch site. So yeah, we think the wind is in a perfect direction for Hindover, catching the front of that hill and just pluming up. It's another one of my hobbies that I haven't actually done a great deal of this year. Or last year I didn't do a great deal of. Need to go and have some more lessons, I think, and remind me how to do it. I just see another cliff falling. Might just be the waves splashing up against the bottom of Seaford Head. And a little low flying plane here coming over. A wave to the pilot. Do you see the Osprey go past?
That one at 400 feet.
No. Did you?
Found a 1942 Spitfire round up on when I took smidging up by Crowley.
All right.
The gate on the back of it.
Yeah. Used to find them a lot in the shingle here when they were first pumped the shingle. Used to find loads of cases and shells, you know, actual cannon shells.
This was where the rabbits have been digging out on
Yeah.
the side of the
Yeah.
course. They dug it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, it should be alright. We should get under the bridge. Well, you can't beat this for a March day. I mean, it's late March, I know, but yeah. The only thing lacking from today is the fish. But we haven't blanked, we had a whiting. I'm not sure if I haven't got a bit of a rattle going on this left-hand rod now, actually. It's so difficult to tell when you're drifting because your weights are dragging on the bottom as well and vibrating along. So they look just like bites. Look at this rod, have a look down this rod and see what you think. See that bouncing away. And there you go. Say again? Yeah, I think there might be a fish on there. I think there might be a fish on there. Let's have a little wind up and see. Definitely vibrating away on there. Take the ratchet off. If it is, it ain't putting up much of a fight. No, nothing. I might freshen those baits up though. I think those worms are the original worms I put out right at the start of the day. So let's put fresh worms on. Got plenty of worms, might as well use them. Got plenty of razor clam as well.
Hold up just a minute, been looking for some help just to find myself. Yeah, been losing my focus like 1,000 times before. Can't take this anymore. 'Cause I've been looking for something to change thoughts into motion. Been waiting way too long. Yeah, waiting just for somebody to love and to surround me and to handle my emotions. I was out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time. I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind, it's all been a waste of time. be with someone else if you can't be by yourself. Yeah, I got my problems. Lately I've been fading out, holding out, waiting just for somebody to love and to surround me and to handle my emotion. I was out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time. I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind, it's all been a waste of time.
Well, doubly not a blank. Second little whiting of the day. Let's get him back. And right. So we've got the second live of the day going on. It's a short one this time because we've not got much longer than we're going in. The camera, because it's on a gimbal and the boat has turned, the camera has stayed pointing in the same direction that it was in. Let's put that back. So there we are. We're live. So wave everybody to the camera. And yeah, last few minutes, last knock-ins. This is the last drift. It'd be nice to pull a place out of the hat, just like Scotland pulled that rugby match out of the hat right in the very last knock-ins. Lots of activity going on that right-hand rod, but I think that's just the bottom rattling the bait, rattling the weight. But anyway, no, it's been really good to get out here. I actually feel the sun. How are we doing with regard to the east arm? So we're getting quite close to the east arm now, so we are about done. You can hear the trains sounding on the level crossing there. We talked about that, didn't we, the other day? Yeah. Right, well, welcome to another day out on the boat with Sea Fishing with CJ. I hope you've enjoyed this video as much as I have making it. Next time we get out, hopefully we'll catch a few more fish. But it's been so good to get out in the boat. And touch wood, everything seems to be working fairly well. Yeah, managed to get my sounder and sat nav set up how I wanted it after a lot of fiddling around and messing around with menus. But we got there in the end and we videoed that, so we should have some video footage of the chart. This new 3D chart that I've got, which is amazing, which is a relief shading chart. It looks like you're looking at a picture at the bottom. Oh, we've still got a ways to go. Actually, this is the sweet spot. This is where we were catching place last year, this area here. So it was one little spot and we had 20 odd place out of here or more, and nice big dustbin lids as well. So that right hand rod is going like the clappers now. Are we going to wind that in and see if there's a fish on there? Oh, I reckon that might be a fish. No, that's the bottom. It's the bottom. Fish don't do that. Whiting do that, but place don't. We'll see. We'll see. We'll wind it in and we'll have a look in a minute. We are in that sweet spot. There must be a bed of pea mussels off here or something like that. Okay, mate, we'll pack it up then. Yeah. Yep. I'll pack up, I'll follow you. All right. So, guys, sorry. Have I caught anything? 2 whiting. What about you? You catch anything? Oh, well, at least you caught something. Right, guys and gals, that is the end of today's play. We are going to pack up and we're going to go in. Okay, we're finished for the day and we're heading back in. Unfortunately, Peter said he had to get in at 3. To be quite honest with you, I'd have probably stayed out a couple more hours, but it wasn't much happening, so we're not missing a great deal. So we're getting back in, and yeah. people fishing up on the east arm there. Of course that's going to be shut shortly. And there's a few up on the west as well. I think they climb up with a ladder. Right, better bring the speed back. Otherwise I'll get radar trapped and they'll do me. So we're on our way back in. Another fantastic day at sea. Only thing missing from the day was some fish, really, but fish on a day like today are a bonus. Yeah, so thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed this. Please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe, click the like button, leave me a comment, and if you want to see more of these videos, then please feel free to click the notification button for all, and you'll get told when the videos are coming out. And that is why they're shutting down the east arm. That's where the ferry crashed into it, and that's got to be repaired. So in a week's time, I think the pier is shut for a week or so while I sort that out. No doubt there'll be people who find a way around it. That's the Hope Inn. We talked about the Hope Inn in one of my earlier videos, and another place where you can virtually fish next to your car, or very close to your car. So if you have mobility issues, it's a good place to come fishing to the channel. I don't know what they catch there, but there's always people fishing there, so they must catch something. I think flounders and eels and that sort of thing. Whiting, you get whiting everywhere. Yeah, so that's the Hope Pub, Hope Inn. See one of the vessels from the Rampion. Wind farm, so it takes people out to that, and all these buildings here are part of that. And then you've got ballast wharf, here, with the screws for screwing up ballast, next to this great big eyesore that is a scrap up the yard. Yeah, so Rampion offshore wind. And there's the ferry. Got a lifeboat out. What are they doing? Lifeboat training or something? Yeah, it looks like they're doing some lifeboat training. I guess that they have to do that. The crew on the ferry have to do some training on the lifeboat. Let's see what he's doing. Turn back across in front of me. Yeah, when you go on a cross-channel ferry, that is the last thing you want to see. Right. Yeah, that's where it's come down from. They've lowered it down off the ferry. Yeah, that would be a bad day. A bad day in paradise. You're on your holidays and you end up in that. And Simpson Marine. I hope to do some stuff with them later in the year. And Haven Marina, which starred in that TV series Race, which is actually quite good to see. They call it Shore, but it's actually filmed in New Haven. This is a public announcement brought to you by the makers of the Seafishing with CJ video channel. If you wish to join the Seafishing with CJ channel Facebook group, all you need to do is search for Seafishing with CJ on Facebook and join the group. New members are welcome.